Hey guys, Jericho here. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of considering reading, especially if you think I hate reading, reading's terrible, I'm never doing it, blah blah blah, like I did a few years ago, right? And if I hadn't gotten into reading, I wouldn't have gotten into philosophy. That's my preferred subject. I love it. Aristotle, Marcus Aurelius is my favorite. So is Alan Watts. I love them. And why you should consider reading and how to attempt to get into reading. Now, for me personally, I can't read fiction. I just can't. It depends on the reader's imagination, but I can't understand. For most fiction, I've tried to read it and enjoy it. I just can't. Nonfiction, on the other hand, history, psychology, philosophy, theology, it doesn't matter. For nonfiction, I can usually enjoy as long as it's not a bland science textbook. Anyway, that's enough about me. How to enjoy or how to get into reading and why it's important. The obvious reason why it's important, you're going to become, or you can learn about, you can educate yourself about the world, because a YouTube video can do a lot for you, right? But it can't, it's way easier to remember stuff from a book than it is from a YouTube video, unless you watch it over and over, I feel like. I've read a lot of philosophy books, and I've been able to remember the ideas within them. I'm reading Marcus Aurelius' Meditations right now. I've read the 48 Laws of Power and all these things, and you can really remember these ideas. But if you just watch some video, it doesn't have the same effect, I feel like. On top of that, it really helps you learn how to focus, I feel like. And it's a better, you're not staring at a light bulb all day. I know I'm becoming a boomer saying that, but it really does help your eyesight. But that's a very, well, no, that's not minor at all. Actually, that's major, because in the long term, you're not going to want to lose your eyesight. You educate yourself. That's really what it comes down to. You can find some pretty incredible books that there aren't any videos on, because books people get paid to make. And I know that's like all money and crap, but I mean, it really is that. You can find some books with some info that you're never going to find on YouTube. You might find it scattered because the YouTuber knows the information and he wants you to keep watching each and every video, not because he's not going to put it all into one video, just blow it up in there, because then you'd stop watching, right? But the books will have it all in there. Like, there's plenty of dating coaches. They get a crap ton of information from books like The Rational Male, from Nice Guys Finish Last, from, female psychology books, from stuff like that. And they're going to spread out the information over episode over episode over YouTube video over YouTube video, whereas you could just read the book and you wouldn't retain it all. You probably have to, apply it or digest it. But reading the book saves you time and energy, I feel like, for just paying the price. Yeah, obviously it's not free, but I mean, it might as well be. There's a half-price books down the street for me, and their books are like ridiculously cheap. $5, man. I love used bookstores. Anyway, off track. How to get into it? Find a subject you're interested in. I didn't really find any use in stories because it didn't improve my life. I did had a problem against self-help books for the reason that I know there's a pandemic of becoming a self-help junkie where you're just absorbing more and more information, and you're never going to apply any of it. And this happens mainly with me for YouTube videos of like, do this, do that, this trick, this and other, how to approach people, all this crap. If I read a book, right, and it just tells you straight up what to do, and I've applied it, and it works, and I remember it, and I feel like that's useful. And there's stories in these books that I can bring up in conversation. I'm not going to remember stories I hear in YouTube videos. Okay, except for podcasts. I guess that's the exclusion. But, shit, what's some other stuff? I'm reading this book right now. It's on the floor, actually. Called, and I'm not promoted, obviously. I'm a teenager. Whatever, I guess that doesn't have anything to do with anything. Anyhow, this book right here, good book. Why didn't I think of that? This has helped me learn how to sharpen my thinking skills. Think perceptively. And without reading, I wouldn't have even considered picking it up. I really pick up books just out of curiosity, but mainly in the philosophy, psychology, and I guess self-help sort of section, honestly. But find a subject that interests you. Philosophy, religion, history. And it may be fiction for you. It may be stories like Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a popular book because, in my opinion, it's easy to read, and for that reason, it's also boring to me. Don't hate me, But find something that interests you. Some people like political fiction or nonfiction, even just stories about history. I know my history teacher loves history books. Biographies are really fascinating too. A lot of entrepreneurs read books about other entrepreneurs, biographies on them. I know, you know how much the Steve Jobs book is sold? It's interesting to them. It will help you hundredfold to get into reading, especially at a young age. I'm telling you guys. I mean, I won't shove it down your throat, but philosophy is a good place to start because it teaches you how to live, especially Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. And if I were going to recommend the translation, I know everybody says the Gregory Hayes one. I prefer the Emperor's Handbook one. I haven't read the Gregory Hayes one, so I can't really give an opinion on that. But I got that one from the library, which I'll get into that subject in a minute here. And that one is split into blocks of each part of it. I think it's a really good book for the price. It's got so much wisdom in it. Anyways, libraries, take advantage of those, dude. I've met no friends of mine who go to libraries, right? And I know you're a nerd and crap. And in high school, who does that? It's not cool. But who cares? Like, it's got... When you realize how much potential information is at the library, at least in mine, where I'm at in Texas, my library's packed. You can learn anything at the library, man. You can learn how to code. If you put your mind to it and just do it, it's ridiculous. There's so much potential in reading. It's actually insane. And yeah, it's okay to be a slow reader, by the way. If anybody gets confused on this, you don't have to learn how to speed read. It helps if you can do that. I've tried to speed read, and I don't enjoy the book when I do that. That's the problem. And if I can enjoy the book, what's the point? I want to enjoy it. Now, of course, books aren't always entertainment. They shouldn't also always be information. That's actually important. Good books have both a balance of entertainment and information. If they're one or the other, that's not true. You can watch a TV show that's pure entertainment and not much information and still love it. Breaking Bad, well, no. I guess that's not a good example. But you get the idea. But too much information, just a science textbook, it takes willpower to want to read that, I think. It's boring. And it's because there's no investment in trying to keep the readers attached, you know? So find books like that, and it'll benefit you a lot, I think. Anyhow, that's all. I'm going to give you guys 3 book suggestions, actually, before I leave. Obviously okay, more than 3, I lied. The Why Didn't I Think of That One is a good one let me see who it is. It's by Charles W. McCoy Jr. Good book. Actually, I really enjoyed it. It has puzzles in it, and riddles to go with each form of thinking. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is an insanely timeless book. It has so much information in it. If you live by that book, you'll live a pretty good life, I'm going to imagine. It teaches you how to live with virtue, mentally, all that stuff. And my third favorite book, not because it's bad, obviously, because it's third, but 48 Laws of Power. That is the first book I've actually ever fully read, and I enjoyed every page because there's stories in there that are so interesting. I'll give you a hint, or I'll give you a little taste of them. There's one story about the power of confidence where some guy sold the Eiffel Tower twice by being confident and pretending to be part of the government. And I just find that stuff so fascinating. And again, some people find that stuff boring. They don't care. So find something that enjoys you. It'll increase your vocabulary, so you speak more eloquently and intelligently, honestly. I mean, it'll just help you no matter what you do if you read, I promise. There's no downside at all. And that's all, guys. See you later. Jericho out.